Welcome to the ultimate backstage pass, the pulsating heart of the high school sports universe. Get ready to rock with the gang from the Corner to Corner podcast as they take their sports obsessions to new heights. Meet the dream team, Sean Kiper, Neil Payne, Adam Muncy, Wes Crouch, and Daron Stevens, as they unpack the secrets, emotions, and triumphs that light up our local sports heroes. Whether you're gearing up for a game or unleashing cheers from the stands, get ready for an exclusive scoop that'll knock your socks off. It's showtime!
Hey everybody, welcome into the From Corner to Corner Coaches Corner, live from WinCity Sports Cards. Thanks for joining us. Wherever you're listening or watching, be sure to follow it and rate and review the show. Be sure to share this out to all your friends and family tonight, because we are in the home of our coaches show, right?
We are.
The sponsor, the From Corner to Corner WinCity Sports Cards Coaches show. So, before we get started, let's take a moment to thank all of our sponsors: Community Trust Bank, Khemsoft, WinCity Sports Cards, 22 Sweet Treats, CRC Roofing and Renovations, Kentucky Realty Group, Jacob's Auto Body, Kelwell Commissary and Simply Secure, and Brent Wehunt, Kentucky Farm Bureau. Tonight we have with us GRC head coach Joe Chirico and Junior Trey Davis.
Woo!
Thanks for coming in on your Monday night and spending some time with us.
Yeah, thank you.
So,
I think, Trey will be a junior.
I'll be a junior.
Yeah.
Yep, rising junior.
Okay.
Yeah.
There
Right.
you go.
Yep.
I'm pushing you into the future.
So, Sean, you missed a perfect opportunity. I mean, we are here at WinCity Sports Cards, and what do you do when you're here? You open packs of cards, right, and you hope you get a number. We are here with one of one, Joe Chirico.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
I thought maybe you just wanted me to have somebody here.
I mean,
It's like,
a high school coach champion at the 1A level with Painesville, national champion at Marshall,
Yeah.
which, by the way, Marshall job's open. Are you interested?
no, it's already been filled.
That's right. Tony Goodson took it. You're right.
He's awesome.
that was fast. Where did the Marshall coach go?
Southern Miss.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was kind of, they had it all worked out before they announced any of that. It was under the table going on for over 3 months, maybe more.
That coach in waiting thing, huh?
No, he was the defense coordinator at
NC State.
NC State.
Gotcha.
And he's a West Virginia guy, grew up in Van, West Virginia. He's been very successful in the coaching ranks. He was defensive coordinator of the year several years ago, I think. And he's a hot commodity, that's for sure.
And I mean, Boone County, that's up close to your park.
Yep, real close.
Probably messed around with Jesco White and the whole clan out there.
He don't even know that. So, yeah, no, I didn't know.
I don't know either.
You never watched The Wonderful Whites of West Virginia?
No.
That's for our Saturday show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a complete other episode.
Right.
It's definitely not coaches shooting great.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, this year you had some ups and downs like most teams do.
Right.
You end up winning the first playoff game since 2019, right? At GRC?
Yep.
So, how was the year, and where do we go from here?
Well, we continue to work hard, continue to grow. Guys like Trey and all the guys that are underclassmen, we're going to continue to work and keep building the program to be successful like that. And you know, our goals are a lot loftier than one round of the playoffs, but you got to put the work in, and we're willing to do that.
Trey, how was it this year?
I think it was a pretty good year. I'm really got to see some underclassmen get in. Some key players for the next couple of years got in, got reps, and I'm really excited to see how we're going to go from there. I think we're be really dangerous. I'm really glad.
Yeah. One thing we've done is, you know, if you look at our schedule, we we tested ourselves pretty strongly throughout the whole year, and most of the teams on our schedule we're playing the third round or even some after Thanksgiving. So that's a good challenge for us to see where we were, and we were in most of those games. And that's a credit to the players and the staff and what we're trying to do. I probably shouldn't have made the schedule so tough, but I did anyway. So I like the challenge.
Well, this was year 2 of that schedule, right? So
Yes.
you can soften it. You'll be like Alabama. See, Alabama's already figured out they're going to change their entire schedule next year to try to make it as soft as possible so they don't miss the playoffs again.
Well, there's a even flow to the schedule for sure, and how you do it, because you can't play a soft schedule and then expect to be really hard, because the playoffs are not easy. It's every round it gets tougher and tougher. So, and our district is really tough anyway. So we got to prepare for that, and iron sharpens iron kind of mentality is what we have.
I mean, I don't know any too many schools in Kentucky that on a Friday would call Pikeville and say, "Hey, I'm coming to you tomorrow
I was thinking
afternoon."
the same thing. I was like, Hurricane Helene come through and messed up a lot of teams, schedules and stuff like that. But like Adam said, within just no time, you guys had decided you're traveling to Pikeville to play that team. And like, how did that come about? And why Pikeville?
Well, I mean, we knew we were coming into a bye, and I didn't want our guys to have, basically 2 weeks off before playing a game. The seniors deserve to play 10 games. They deserve that. So we got on the phone, and that was our best opportunity. And yeah, I know it was a 12-hour notice, but we learned a lot, and that's something we talk about. We don't lose, we learn. And we're learning every time we play, whether it's a win or a loss. So that's and that's how it came about. It was just a phone call to Coach Mack. Hey, y'all are open. They had canceled, whatever. And he's like, well, what most people don't know, we brought the officials from our region because they had all the officials divvied out in Eastern Kentucky. They had none. So the guys that did called the game were from our region. So they paid those guys to come down there. It was, wasn't cheap to get the referees there. So.
Well, I remember when that transpired, Adam had texted out and he goes, Pikeville's a tough team to, just go into, like, I mean, not prepared,
If you have a week to prepare for it.
Right.
You have 12 hours, no film on them, no nothing. It's, hey, let's go see what we got.
Right. Well, I'll let Trey respond on that some, but, for us, the challenge is what it's about. It's about challenging ourselves, challenging the staff, challenging everyone. And when you go to Pikeville, and that made it even tough. We drove to Pikeville to play them at a noon kickoff. You get a sense of what college football is about a little bit, and all that make up to it. And yeah, they're a challenge. We were in that game. It's just, slipped away late, but not crying over spilled milk at all. We challenged ourselves, and we come up short. But you can talk on it a little bit if you want.
I think it's probably a good decision because obviously I think the seniors deserve 10 games, obviously, and I think the only way that's to get better is to play better teams. I'd rather play a better team, have a dogfight 10 games than blow somebody by 40.
Yeah.
I don't think it makes us better.
So,
I mean, win or lose, you learn.
There was a rumor going around that when y'all went to Belfry, Coach had a bunch of pizza rolls and he had ran out, so he had to go back to Eastern Kentucky and get some more. Had to stop at the Double Quick, get some pizza rolls for the road back.
Now, that Belfry deal is tough because we get back into town 4 or 5 in the morning, and I tried to get the game to be first, but Haywood wasn't having it. He wanted us to stay in that second slot. So, but we had a great experience there, and taking our guys down to Eastern Kentucky to a powerhouse like Belfry, and being fortunate enough to win 2 years in a row is phenomenal, and it's a credit to those guys. Most people don't realize what how big of an accomplishment that really is.
Right.
Because go back in the history, how many times has Belfry lost 2 times in a row at
Right.
the Pike County Bowl? And that's why the Pike County Bowl was set up, was to bring teams from Central Kentucky down there to see and experience what they have to offer as far as experience. So we were very proud of that victory for sure.
And we talked, before we went live, that you like to enjoy games from the comfort of your home. That's one I enjoyed from the comfort of my home because it was broadcast on
WYMT.
WYMT. So I got to watch it. Now, it was a late night
Yeah,
because that game didn't kick off till close to 10 probably.
right.
And y'all kept it exciting till the end.
Well, I think we were down 21 in the first quarter or something.
Yeah.
It's such a hard thing to when you play a team like Belfry, practicing the speed of that offense is tough because you can't simulate it.
Right.
So I think the very first play they ran, it went 88 and out the gate, didn't it? Yeah. And we're like, okay, here we go. Now we got it.
Yep.
So our guys buckled in and they made play after play after play.
Is it just like, shotgun, air raid type of offense?
No, it's
No.
belly.
Oh, gotcha.
Wishbone belly. It's 3 backs, double wing sometimes. Just go get it. They did run some spread when they got late in the game.
Kind of
Yeah.
down, man.
And then it's just not something they really like to do. So
So was this your first year starting?
No.
No. So you started as a freshman.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Nice.
So
More and more experience then, right?
So, Trey, we talked a little bit. Looking at the stats, you're a Swiss Army knife as a offensive coach over there. So proudly put it. So you look at a Penn State who uses Tyler Warren all over the field. You look at Taysom Hill in the NFL. Like, is that kind of your role for GRC? You just play wherever coach tells you to go?
I mean, I just want to win. So if I have to be in somewhere, I'll be there. That's wherever I need to be.
we have so many kids like that, and Trey's credit to that. He never says no. If you said, "Hey man, we need you to go rush the quarterback off of the outs as a defensive end," he said, "Okay, I'm good." He always says, "I'm ready to go, no matter what." Like he said, he wants to win and whatever it takes.
Somebody come in, you're a dog.
All caps.
He is.
So, Trey, what was one thing about this season? Where did you feel like the season kind of turned a little bit and y'all got back on the right track?
I think it turned when we turned up the intensity in practice again. During Central Hardin week, we were really intense. We came out there, played really good against them, and then our practice got slacked up, and then we got back on to practicing hard, and then it showed in the game. So
I guess you agree with everything.
Yeah.
Hey, you coached him well for this.
No, I didn't. We've not talked about this. But that's the grind of practice is something we're working to be better at.
Right.
And I've heard a lot of coaches say practice has to be harder than the games, so that Friday nights you get to reap the rewards of that. So we're trying to build that and work towards that week in and week out.
Right.
It's awesome.
You want me to keep going? I mean, I got okay.
You got the stat sheet in front of you, so
I do?
yeah, I gave it to you.
Oh, nice. I'll look at it in a minute.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of times nowadays, especially the 6A program, you have to have numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And football is one of those sports where if you turn on the news, it makes it seem like less and less kids are signing up because it's dangerous. So, when you teach kids how to tackle every year, is there like a safety thing you always go over? Is it the same video showing how to tackle and all that?
Well, the several years ago, I think it may be 8-10 years ago, the Seattle put out a tackling video that everybody refers to, and it's all about keeping the head out of the game and working on that. We work on our tackling circuit pretty much all the time about, gator roll tackle, and you can Google that and look up that whole series of what they practice. But tackling is something that's pride and heart and effort, really, wanting to put your face in the fan and go hit someone. And we got a lot of guys that are willing to do that. And you talked about the numbers of 6A football. That's the challenge, getting everybody out, and that's what we're working towards. And football, it's not a game you can just put one toe in. You got to be both feet in because of the physicality of it. You got to know that it's going to be tough every day.
Right.
Every day.
So I coached a little league team, helped coach a first, second grade team here. My little one's in kindergarten, and something we said every practice: you got to be a little crazy to play this game.
Yeah.
But nobody is signing up to just run as fast as you can, as hard as you can, just hit somebody.
Right. It's so much of the game has changed since I'm old. Since I played, when we talked about running down on kickoff in college, the coach was flat out said, you got to be willing to scramble your brain every play you run down the field. And, that's obviously changed. We don't talk like that anymore, but that's the way the game was. And, they've made so many different adjustments into the game to keep the head out of it, to keep players' safety at the forefront of what goes on. But the equipment today is phenomenal. Heck, the helmets don't weigh a third of what I wore, or, maybe you all wore. It's amazing. If you grab one, you'll be like, what? This thing is like a cushion.
Right.
It's like, so.
How's this thing protect you?
It's light. Yeah. And they probably think they're heavy, but really, if I brought my helmet, you'd be like, what the heck? It's such
like, how do you used to run?
You got to get your neck strong for those things.
They want to know what the old school helmets feel like.
Yeah.
Come to the studio. We have an old Loco helmet that's from like the early 90s. And that thing feels like it weighs 10 pounds.
I moved it the other day. I was like, holy crap, I thought this was just a fake one. Like, it's a real one. It is like really heavy.
We have my helmet from when I played at Marshall. It's a lot different than what he has. A shut, what's it, F4 or something, F7. They're daylight and dark. What the difference between those two helmets? But technology keeps going, you know. So,
and with that technology on the helmets and stuff, is the safety features inside of that now better?
Oh, tremendous.
Yeah.
You wear it, you tell them.
Very comfortable. I say it's probably a lot lighter. I never had an older helmet before because
right.
I don't have long enough. Light, feels good. I hit people, I feel fine, get back up.
Yeah. It's a lot. The technology is phenomenal. How it disperses the hit around the whole helmet, not just if you hit them with the side or whatever. That's where you took it, but now it takes the whole hit around the whole helmet, so that's why it protects so much better.
It's amazing how technology and safety, and in a lot of sports, right? Dale Earnhardt changed NASCAR forever, right?
Sure
and
did.
You've had so many players in football that have had the neck injuries and paralyzed and stuff like that. And then I know they're trying their best to keep it as safe as possible, but you even see it in college and pro now. A lot of times that that targeting call is so subjective, right? Because I'm pretty sure that everybody was probably watching the Texas-Georgia game the other night. That backup quarterback got the snot beat out of him, and then they go, no, that wasn't targeting. And I'm like,
the thing that troubles me as a defensive guy is if the offensive player puts his head down and runs into a defender head first, it's not a targeting call. But if a corner, a safety, a linebacker hits someone, even with the side of their shoulder, it gets labeled as a target. They need to be able to call it both ways, because so many times you see guys on the goal line, they're going head first into the end zone. And we've seen it in high school. You see it in college and pro, but that's never called. It's such a parody of what needs to be leveled out. Hey, if you're going to put your head down and ram that should be called targeting as well.
You see some of these targeting calls that they actually call are only because that runner put his head down.
Right. Yep.
The defender wasn't doing anything wrong. till the offensive player put their head down, and then the defender's the one that gets called for the target.
Right. Mike Allstott was a walking targeting.
Right. Right.
I mean,
He was.
That's all. He ran with his head down.
one thing I do like is they review it in college.
Right.
Right.
Because that Texas hit you talked about, that's not targeting. He led with his shoulder. Did it look terrible? Absolutely.
Right.
But it wasn't head to head. It was
Had his head down.
The quarterback got up with the helmet off, and his eyes were going 60 different.
If he was that player, he was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't convince me he wasn't out of it.
Oh, his eyes rolled back to see when they showed it on slow motion.
So is that something you think will come to the high school game, the targeting with an ejection? Because there's no review system in high school. You can't review it.
They will call targeting. I don't know how they would review it. You know, everybody has sideline video now in high
Right.
school. Now you can't take it past the numbers onto a timeout or something like that. I think is a rule, but I don't know. I think everything just trickles down from.
Yeah.
But the technology to do a review in high school, it's probably not feasible.
Plus resources. You have to have somebody that could sit up there and actually run it.
Exactly.
So, Trey, what's the favorite position? We talked about all your positions. I forgot to ask, which one's your favorite to play?
My favorite is most definitely quarterback. I like to have the ball in my hand all the time. So I say quarterback offensively, and then defensively, I'll say safety.
So you get to hit people. Yeah.
Both ways.
Makes sense.
Plus, I mean, you get to control, both sides of the ball a little bit that way, right? So, have you played quarterback your whole playing career?
My youth years, I played quarterback.
Yeah.
And then this year, the opportunity arose again. You was like, hey, coach, I'm playing everywhere else. I could play quarterback too if you need me to.
Yeah.
He works tirelessly at all the positions, but I don't know how many hours you and Coach Franklin have spent together since you were in 6th grade, maybe.
I can't tell you.
Yeah.
I've already been here for 4 years, basically. I have a senior.
Yeah, right. Coach Franklin is he's my assistant head coach and quarterback coach, and he's got as much energy as any 20-year-old you've ever seen, and he's in his early 70s, and he works these guys daylight to dark. They really put a lot of time in with film and mechanics, and I think they go through, if a ball is missed, they can tell him, oh, yeah, my elbow was here, I was there, it, and it's a great thing to watch.
Well, before we take the next question, let's run to commercial real quick. We'll be right back. We're with GRC football.
The team at Community Trust Bank believes in making financial dreams come true. Just like a fairy godmother, they work tirelessly to ensure their clients have the security and support they need, while also helping them create a magical future. With a touch of personalized service and a sprinkle of expertise, they guide their clients towards their goals, whether big or small. At Community Trust Bank, they are not just about managing money, they are about nurturing dreams and building a prosperous future for all who walk through the door. Join their family and let them make your financial wishes come true. They are your friend in banking. Member FDIC. You're listening to the From Corner to Corner podcast, brought to you by CRC Roofing and Renovations. CRC sprung into life in the year 2000 thanks to Rusty Cerniglia's bold leap into entrepreneurship. Juggling a full-time job with his small gutter venture, he watched it blossom into CRC Renovations. Fast forward to today, CRC boasts a dream team ready to dazzle both homeowners and businesses alike with their top-notch services. You're listening to the From Corner to Corner podcast, brought to you by Jacob's Auto Body Repair and Paint Shop is the ultimate pit stop for all your car needs. With a combined experience older than your grandma's secret cake recipe, we're here to fix you up. Drop us a line at 859-274-7425 for a free quote and let us get those wheels rolling. Our yearly growth is like a high-speed chase fueled by the love and trust of Mount Sterling and beyond. It's all hugs and high fives to our amazing crew of customers for keeping our engines revving with success.
That's right.
And we're back. Darren, I saw the point.
We were back before he even started talking.
I know. I saw the point. And then Sean talked about, Trey having that dog, which we've already discussed a little bit. So, Coach, what's the schedule look like? Have you made it out for next year?
We're working on it. It's a moving target right at this moment. So we've got 2 or 3 teams already. Obviously, our district's set. It's the same as it's been. As far as the contracts inked, I think we have 1 or 2 teams inked in. Our Clark County Bowl is going to be, a lot bigger than what it's been in the past. I think we have 2 games on Friday night, 2 games on Saturday night this year coming up in 25. And we've got, I'm not going to say the names of the teams, but when it comes out, you'll be like, what the heck are they doing? But it will be very exciting. Very
Glad you
exciting.
slowed down. I don't have a beep button. No.
We ain't got that ESPN money. We ain't got that 5-second delay.
Don't say cuss words. Not worry.
That's not like a tournament, though, right?
No.
No.
Yeah,
It's
just two games.
and a model at the Pike County Bowl is what, when I first was hired 4 years ago, was we want to make the Clark County Bowl as large as we can make it,
right,
as exciting as we can make it. And it's taken us, the biggest commitment, what people don't realize when you do that, is to sign a 2-year deal where they're coming to you 2 years in a row. And that's hard for teams because they make their money at a home game. So you got to pay them to be here. And same thing the Pike County Bowl does. So we've kind of modeled a little bit after that. And, it's going to be exciting.
So will this replace your appearance in the Pike County Bowl then?
Yeah, I know we're going week 1. We're at the bowl game over in Scott County. We open up in 25 against Scott County. In 26, we'll play Great Crossing. So that's our opening game in that. I'm not sure the name of that bowl,
right,
but it's a really nice bowl over in Georgetown.
Do they play that at Georgetown College Field or Scott County?
So it has been, like, from my understanding, it was played at Great Crossing this year. Both teams played there, but they're doing it different next year. The Scott County will play at their place, and Great Crossing will play at their place.
Okay.
So, but it's a 2-year contract. We've already agreed to that.
So will you, with the Clark County Bowl, will you headline Friday night or will you do the Saturday night?
You're asking tough questions. It's kind of up in the air right now but we may play the first game in that just because.
Set the standard.
Right. So the very first, but I don't know that all the details are not completely inked out on that. Saturday, we have more of a single A presence with Williamsburg, Paintsville, Bath, and someone else, I think. So, and I'm probably saying too much. It's not all put together just yet. So we're trying to get the stadium active 2 days in a row, and people excited about it.
You're going to have to clear us a spot out in the corner over there for us to come call that.
Oh,
We tried to do it this year, but we just, every time we asked, we wasn't able to get into the booth. So,
well, we'll see what we can find. I mean,
kick somebody out.
it's a great weather, though. At the beginning of the year, you can be on the field over in the corner of the end zone and do as much as anything.
Yep.
So be thinking about that. So you don't have to be.
As long as we can get power, we're good.
And I mean, first year, our first game in Montgomery County is always a Saturday night. So Friday night, we're available.
Well, this is going to be the second week of the season, though, right?
Nope. Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, because he's there in Scott County the first week of the season.
You are correct.
We're still available.
Yep.
So, well, we'd love to have you. We'd love to as much media presence as we can get. But hopefully we get all those contracts signed out, and it's a big deal.
Nice.
So Trey, you're a rising junior. I don't think they can contact you yet, but is college football something you want to do?
Oh, it's definitely. I definitely want to have a career in college. I think it's just football is a big part of my life, and I want to take it to the next level.
And he'll have that opportunity
Right.
for sure. This is the year that they can contact you now, whatever they want to do. But the junior season is when that all starts really
Right.
playing out for NIL and all that. It's so hard for high school kids to get into college and be recruited. And a lot of these guys are going to A just to get film in college so they can jump in the portal and transfer. And the portal numbers are astounding what it's doing. It is.
And I mean, we've talked about that on the show until we've exhausted all options. But it's just like you said, though. Guys are going to a college. One, let's just play. Let me go somewhere that I can play,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll worry about maybe getting to my final destination somewhere else.
Right.
If all the stars aligned, where would you like to play?
Well, that's a good question.
Hey, West Virginia is not that far. I just want to throw that out there. We're looking for a coach too. Chirico, or are you out on that one? I know you denied the Marshall job, and I know the Marshall guys in West Virginia.
Oh, I would entertain any of that. They pay pretty well.
A little bit better than high school, right?
A few dollars.
But I'll say anyway, I'll play. Well done. Yeah.
Who's your favorite college team?
Favorite college team? I mean, if I could, I'd say Kentucky, but I'm not going to. But I'll say Alabama.
What's wrong with Kentucky? This year soured you a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, I was a little disappointed. I had a lot of hopes for this year.
There's a big UK fan over there too. He's a little sour too. He was ready to fire Stoops last week, so
Sean has no loyalty.
Nope.
He's a Florida fan and a UK fan. Tell me how that happens. And Nebraska. And Nebraska.
see, you can't really use that way. You just continue to hop on the winners. See?
Oh no,
You know where he's got me?
no,
He got me.
you don't do that too.
He telling me earlier, he goes, Dylan Raiola is rumored to be moving. I said, well, DJ Lagway's staying. I'll just go back to Florida. So,
Who's a player that's helped you grow as a player, Trey?
This year, most definitely, it'd have to be J.D. Masson, the quarterback this year. I think he pushed me to a different level this year. We used to wake up at 6 a.m., go to the field house, and throw all the time. I think he just pushed me to the next level, and I pushed him. I think that's why we had success together because, we put the time in to work together, and it showed out on the field together. So I would say he was a big part. I just like working. I like someone that wants to push me, and I push them. Definitely J.D. Masson.
So how much as a coach does that excite you to hear that two of your players at 6 a.m. are waking up on their own and just going to work?
Well, there's a lot of them. Was it about 25 about that showed up at 6 and 25 average, I think. It's exciting, as a incoming junior. It's, as we talk about this all the time, football is a pay it forward game. It's someone give it to you, you got to pay it back and give it to someone else. His challenge is going to be bring all the guys that are around him with the same work ethic and the same thing that he just talked about, and he'll do that in spades. So I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome. So one of the questions we always ask is who were some of the younger guys on the team that you saw a big jump from them, maybe that you didn't even expect, going into the season, you knew what they were. And then after the season, you're like, wow, I got a lot more out of those guys than I thought I was going to.
I think Gunner was a guy.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Gunner was.
He was. It looked like he was on that
right.
one
He
too.
was.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking about Thais. I think Thais is just
100%. I was going to say him
He
next.
still has so much potential left in him. He's very athletic.
Yeah, Thais, and there's so many guys that stepped up, and as Trey said, we played a lot of young kids. A lot of guys got varsity reps. Our Coach Flynn has done a wonderful job with our Froshmore team. They went 10-1, won the Kentucky Lexington League, whatever it's called. I forgot what it was called, but it's phenomenal what they did. And, the thing that gets lost in that is those guys won a lot of games, but Trey and Braylon and Gunner and all y'all got to play the last 2 games with them. They're playing varsity it's hard for me to say, hey, Trey, do you want to play in the Froshmore game when he's playing 95% of the snaps on varsity offense and defense? So, but for them to say, hey, we want to go do this, and when they all get together, it was kind of awesome to see. And you know that what I'm talking about. And I think we were playing Franklin. We were down 14 at half or 20 at half. 14 at half. Came back and won that game. I don't know the final score, but we won by like 20.
Yeah.
Came back and beat Franklin in that game. So to see all these, it's hard to name them all because there's so many great young kids in our program that I think Landon was a guy that we got a lot of mileage out of, Landon Belcher. And he's a tough kid.
So how many kids are you bringing back?
I think the roster we had 12 seniors, I think, 12 or 13.
And you had close to 100, right?
No, we had about 58.
58.
So
It looked like a lot more of them out there.
A lot more on NFHS.
well, as we've talked about, football's tough. Some people decide, it's not for them, and that's understandable. But I think we bring back about 40 kids, and of the 40, 30 of them got reps. Would you say? That's a guess. That's a guess. So hopefully we can get to 100. I'd love to have 100.
Right?
Yeah.
So Trey, what's one thing you're going to work on this off season that you think you can improve in your game?
Probably just pocket presence and just throwing accuracy in general. I think I have everything else down. I just haven't got a lot of pocket reps in varsity. But other than that, just throwing the ball.
How far can you throw it?
50, 55.
Nice.
We're not talking about with the Nerf ball. We're talking about the high school ball.
No, that's really good.
We don't really throw the ball that
They won't be past 20 yards.
we throw the quick game a lot. We throw, RPO stuff and, get the ball out of the quarterback's hands as fast as we can, and with the read and knowing all that. I think he does a good job at that.
Which, to be honest with you, that's hard, right? I mean, the quick short routes can be more challenging than the. I mean, if you look up and you see one of you guys 50 yards down the field and he's wide open, you're like, but those cross routes and the RPOs and stuff, that can be definitely a lot more challenging. It's a little more crowded in that area.
But it's also a lot harder to guard, but it's also a lot harder to read for me.
Yeah,
so it's kind of double-sided sword there.
Yeah.
But I think as we grow and what that read is, it becomes easier as you focus that down in film study and all that. You did a better job and continue to grow with that.
So, I mean, I know nowadays good high school programs have almost become where it's like a small college present.
Mm-hmm.
Do you break team down into like individual position group meetings and all that stuff?
We try to, yeah. We have getting a room to watch film with just the DBs, just the wide receivers, just the quarterbacks we have to be creative with that because it does take room in the building, because we can't really do that at the field. So, yeah, we try to do that. We definitely are being position specific with our coaching and what they do.
So, I mean, if anybody out there was just listening, Coach Chirico in a roundabout way was like, "Hey, if y'all want to build us an indoor facility here, we're gonna have some
Rooms. We got an indoor place, but meeting rooms.
meeting rooms."
Yeah,
I mean,
I'd love to have it.
if anybody wants to sponsor that, doors open, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm looking at 1,400 yards rushing on the season, about 1,600 yards passing. Is that the balance you want to try to be at?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to try to say this saying the right way. Teams, if you want to survive in November, you better be able to run the football.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, we were doing a lot better at that late in the year. You know, I think he'll tell you, we went to Douglas and he was on track, just hitting the right places and the right timing of it. I think you had some really good runs against them late. I know the game was 20 to 40 something. I don't know, but you know, we're making strides towards it. So you got to run the football. But yeah, we want to be 50-50. I went a long way around that to answer that. Sorry.
I mean, no, that was good. That might be the most balanced team we've seen on the stat sheet. Trey, who's your favorite teammate? Not to put you on the spot.
Favorite teammate?
All of them.
All of them. That's the correct answer.
Question.
That's right.
I was like that. I couldn't tell you one person. I love them all equally. My brothers. So.
Exactly.
And with that type of attitude, they will follow their leader, right? That's what they'll do.
That's what they'll do, Sean.
Yep, that's what they'll do.
So, something you did in the off season, you know, I'd see a nice picture when I'm at Toyota and there's a bunch of donuts and a bunch of football players. Is donuts coming back this year in the off season?
Well, our principal brought that to the 6 o'clock workout, and that was pretty awesome for him to do. I don't know how many dozen he bought. A lot, and you know.
Well, a 6 a.m. workout, you know, for every 15 minutes, that's 5 donuts.
Oh, yeah. They're hot. They're really easy.
Right.
But yeah, we had that a couple of times last year, and heck, whatever it takes, we'll do.
Yeah.
You know, get the kids excited about being there. You know, so it's got to be fun. Sometimes I'm not going to sit here and say that I always make it fun, and I got to do a better job of that, because the grind of it, I can wear on it, because, you know, we say practice is going to be 2 hours. It may be 2 hours and 15, but late in the year, you got to admit, I was doing a better job of being on time. If we say, hey, it's 7, we were out before 7, a few minutes before. Now they mill around in the locker room. Now that's what I get. I get brought into that, but you guys will be in there yelling and screaming and doing all that and just taking their time getting in and out. But
Parents yelling at you, why are you practicing so long?
Hey,
We've been out for 30 minutes.
they're in there having fun, which I like to see them have fun in the locker room. That's what it's about. It's about the brotherhood of the locker room at meals and things like that, and being a part of that.
What's been your favorite team activity you all have done?
Favorite, during camp, we used to have talent shows. The grades of the freshmen would have a talent show, sophomore, juniors, seniors. And last year was my first year, and we did that. And I think the juniors did. They had Paxton had the guitar, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
And we had the seniors interpret our coaches acting the coaches. It was pretty funny. But I'd say definitely the talent shows that we had for camp.
How much talent you actually have there?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
There's not a lot. It's more funny than talent.
Right. That's right. Comedy show.
It's more of a comedy show.
That's hilarious. All right, guys, let's take our last commercial, and then we'll come back and wrap up.
Special thanks to Brent Wehunt, Kentucky Farm Bureau in Frenchburg, the sponsor of our Athlete of the Month program in Menifee County. Special thanks to Khemsoft, our title sponsor of the From Corner to Corner Athlete of the Week in Montgomery County. Khemsoft, eco-friendly industrial services, is your go-to squad for all things squeaky clean in the commercial and industrial world. Based in the heart of Mount Sterling, they are your friendly cleaning wizards, serving up sparkling magic in areas like Lexington, Louisville, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Huntington, and beyond. Let's turn that grime into shine. Feeling jittery about diving into the world of property? Fret not. Let Kentucky Realty Group help. Whether you're gearing up to buy, sell, or just need some guidance, let their expert team help sprinkle in some magic on your experience. From cozy condos to grand mansions, they've got your back. Seeking a fixer-upper, a slice of luxury, maybe a peaceful rural retreat, they've got the keys to all those kingdoms. Dive into their treasure trove of listings and let the property adventure begin. You're listening to the From Corner to Corner podcast, brought to you by Tutu's Sweet Treats, where you can treat yourself to our divine lineup of desserts that will dance on your taste buds. Whether you fancy gooey chocolate brownies or our deliciously moist cakes, we've got a treat for every sweet tooth out there. Give yourself a sweet escape and take a bite of pure bliss. It's time to surrender to your cravings, grab a fork, and dig into our homemade goodies for a dose of sugary happiness.
All right, guys, we are back here with Coach Chirico and
Trey
Trey
Davis.
Davis.
Hey, you might not know the name now, but after next season, I got a feeling that's going to be a household name.
100%. So, guys, thanks you guys for coming on and spending your Monday night with you. Congrats on the season, and looking forward to next year for sure. Guys, don't forget, we're here at WinCity Sports Cards. As you can see in front, we've got Bowman U that is out, and there's two autographs in this box, or I'm sorry, two guaranteed autos in this box. So you're chasing that Ashton Genty Heisman winner.
Travis Hunter was not mentioned in what you just said.
No, I didn't. Yeah, on purpose. Maybe you'll get a Travis in this. Also, we've got the NFL rookie mini helmets. There's I think those are autographed as well. So, plus, WinCity Sports Cards also offers gift cards. So, we're getting ready to go into the holiday season. Christmas is almost here. Grandmas, moms, if you don't know what to buy the grandkids and the sons, they like cards. So, come get a WinCity Sports Card. Any denomination above 50 cents. We did figure that out earlier. So, be sure to come by and get one of those.
Denomination?
Yeah.
You said denomination. I'm thinking like Baptist, Pentecostal.
So,
I thought it was a joke before you got here, Adam. They said any denomination. Sean said, "Give me a 50-cent gift card." Not.
So, Athlete of the Week program is back. We've taken the in-between seasons of the fall, and we're into the winter now. So we're going to do this a little bit different just because of the way basketball kind of plays out. So what we're going to do is tonight we're going to tell you our nominees, and then we're going to drop it. Hopefully tomorrow we'll run our fan vote from tomorrow through next Monday night, and then we will announce the Athlete of the Week next week, and then we'll give you the nominations so we're going to basically be a week behind. It's just because of the way it is. They play basketball, Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays. So it's really hard for us to do it the way we were on the fall schedule. So we'll be a week behind. So this voting that you're going to see, these numbers you're going to hear, is based on last week's performance. So through Saturday, right?
Yes.
So the first 7 games of the season so far. So with that being said, from Montgomery County, our nominee is Addison Terry. She averaged 15.7 points per game and had averaged 9 rebounds a game. From Clark County, we had Malachi Ashford, who averaged 16.3 points per game. Menifee County, we had J.C. Jevedon. She averaged 20.7 points per game and 4 rebounds per game. And then from Bath County, We've seen this dude's name before, haven't we? Montana Brashear, 21 points per game and 7 rebounds per game. So he's been on this as a nominee for soccer, football, and now basketball.
I'm sure.
Right? That's the level we got to get you to. We got to get you to 5 sports, okay? No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, that's our nominee. So we'll get that fan vote going tomorrow, and go out there and get the votes, and then we will name the winners come next Monday night. And next Monday night, we also will be back in the studio in Mount Sterling. We got Moco Cross Country coming on, and that'll be our last live show of the year. We're gonna pre-record some shows and stuff, and for the rest of the year, we're gonna take Christmas and New Year weeks off, and then we'll be back brand new in 2025 with an all new look in our coaching show, right? So, but anyways, that's what we got there. Guys, there you have it for this week's edition of the From Corner to Corner Coaches Corner. Huh?
You didn't mention tomorrow. What's tomorrow?
Tuesday.
Oh, we're done. We are the voices of the Montgomery County Indians, so we will be there for a girl-boy doubleheader.
That one was on the Clark County show.
They need to know our experience level here, Sean. They need to know what we're capable of. We can do it all.
That's true. That's true.
You want me to call a baseball game, Darren? We can do that, right?
That's right.
Want me to call
You've got a radar gun.
Want me to call a record-breaking softball home run? We can do that too, right? So no, we'll be calling the doubleheader tomorrow night at Montgomery County. We will be calling all of the Montgomery County home games this year on Huddle Fan TV, right?
Just Huddle Fan.
A Huddle Fan, yeah.
Yep, just the Huddle Fan app.
I've heard TV. Somebody has said that.
TV, but airs Huddle Fan app.
Gotcha.
Yep, and that's completely free. Huddle Fan is, so you don't worry about a fee. You can listen to us for free. We're the best free can buy. Okay.
And we got 5 games this week. So we got a doubleheader tomorrow night.
Not the same team.
Not the same thing. Girls play Henry Clay. Boys play Bracken County.
Bracken County. Then we have the girls on Thursday again.
And then doubleheader Friday.
That's a single game at 7:30, and then we have a boy-girl doubleheader, Menifee County, or in Bath County against Menifee County on Friday at 6.
Now that is not on Huddle. You will have to watch that on the
Facebook page. Yep.
But again, they're all the best freaking
The
buy.
best free can buy. Love it. Everything's on sale for free at our store.
Busy week this week.
We are honored to have been asked to do that for sure, and we're looking forward to it. I don't know that our wives are looking forward to it, but we're looking forward
We're
to
going
it.
to be out of the house. What do you mean? Of course they're looking forward to it.
I was gonna say yours and Wes's. I don't know. Mine and Adam's are happy.
Right.
One less kid my wife has to deal with.
All right, guys, there you have it for this week's edition of From Corner to Corner by WinCity Sports Cards. To help us promote our podcast, our Athletes of the Week and Month program. We do what we do for our community, our coaches and our students will deserve it. And remember, we will always root for our favorite teams. Catch you guys next week.
Guess he ain't gonna say it.
The Moco Four Horsemen would like to thank you for listening to From Corner to Corner. Be sure to go out and follow us on Twitter, on TikTok, on Facebook, Instagram, and even YouTube. Whatever podcast platform that you listen to us on, be sure to go out and give us a 5-star review. Thanks as always, and we look forward to seeing you next week.